Mr. Orville, thank you again for meeting earlier. I really appreciate your time. I just wanted to follow up briefly. Our team is currently refining the collaboration proposal. I'd love the opportunity to bring the revised version back to you for a second review. Wow, you're really still going with the polite act, huh? That's adorable. You act like I don't know what this is. You want another meeting so you can beg me to care about your little proposal again. Am I right? I'd prefer to think of it as a professional follow-up. We're incorporating your earlier feedback, and I believe the updated version will better align with HiZet's branding goals. Oh, please, branding goals? Do you seriously think I care about that corporate brochure garbage? I already gave you more time than your entire outfit probably gets in a month. I understand your time is extremely valuable. That's why we want to keep things concise and targeted moving forward. Yeah, you're gonna want to cancel that. Go ahead and scrap the whole thing. Excuse me? You heard me. Pass, like hard pass. I'm officially not interested. The proposal, the partnership, the endless emails, it's all too boring. I got better things to do. I see. And just to clarify, is this a finalized decision from your department or something you're proposing independently? Oh my God, you're dense. I said I'm done. Doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. If I say no, it's no. I'm not trying to be difficult, but I'd like to understand who within HiZet is making that call. Are we expecting an official update from your team, or... You still don't get it. I don't need a team. I am the decision. You're talking to the gatekeeper, my friend. When I say the door's shut, it's shut. End of story. Forgive me, but I was under the impression that collaboration decisions were made at the executive level. Executive level? Okay, sure, if we're talking about people who pretend to be in charge. But I'm not just anyone, all right? You know who my father is, don't you? Yes, I believe your father is Mr. Gregory Orville, head of sales at HiZet. Exactly. That makes me the heir apparent, the bloodline, baby. You think I wait for permission? I grew up sitting in on board meetings while you were probably studying PowerPoint templates. When I speak, people fall in line. That's how this works. I respect your confidence, but I don't believe that family relationships grant operational authority, especially not over contractual partnerships. Oh, wow, listen to this guy. Operational authority. That's cute. You sound like you memorized it from a business textbook. I'm simply trying to adhere to protocol. Protocol is for people who don't matter. I don't need protocol. I am the protocol. I see. And with respect, I'd caution against making unilateral decisions based on informal influence. These projects involve legal documents and formal agreements between companies. Don't lecture me about legal documents, noobery. I've torn up more contracts in my life than you've signed. My dad runs sales. He has the final say. That's the hierarchy. That's the food chain. You're plankton. I think we're veering away from the substance of the collaboration itself. No, we're getting to the real substance. Let's not pretend this was ever about your pitch deck or whatever sad little slideshow your team cooked up. The only reason I even glanced at your file was out of courtesy. You're a subcontractor. I was doing you a favor. You should be writing me thank you notes. Hell, send me a fruit basket. I do appreciate the attention you gave the proposal, but I'd hoped this partnership could move forward based on its merits. Merits? Oh man, you still think this is a meritocracy? That's adorable! Do you know how this industry works? It's about who you know, it's about where you come from. I understand the realities of influence, but despite those realities, Personal background shouldn't override corporate process. Spare me the LinkedIn speech, Chris. You want this project to happen, then learn your place. And your place is wherever I say it is. Mr. Orville, I'm not trying to challenge you. I'm simply saying that as a representative of Zeta Solutions, I'm obligated to communicate through official channels and confirm decisions properly. You're skating on thin ice, kid. You think you sound professional, but all I hear is insubordination. And let me tell you, that tone doesn't play well with people like me, people who matter. I'm only trying to maintain professionalism. No, you're trying to act like you're on my level, and that's not how this works, not in my world. Mr. Orville, if I may be frank, I have to point out that I'm familiar with your company's policies, and you simply do not have the authority you claim. You think I'm bluffing? Let me let you in on a little company lore. Your CEO? Yeah, he used to be my dad's errand boy. Like, actually, I'm talking get me my coffee, where are the reports I asked you for level. My dad said jump, he asked how high. Is that so? I wasn't aware of that history. Oh, it's very real. And you know what that means? It means your whole operation only exists because we allow it to. You owe us big time. Your CEO wouldn't even have his chair if my father hadn't propped him up like a ventriloquist dummy. Even if that were true, I don't believe personal favors from the past justify the way you're conducting yourself now. Don't play naive. This is business, not a church picnic. Loyalty, favors, power, that's how things get done. So let's say, for example, I put in a phone call to my dad and ask him to get you removed from the project. You'd have your precious little lead role ripped away from you in a heartbeat. I'm not sure I follow. You're asking to have me removed? You're damn right I am. You're a problem. You talk too much, ask too many questions, act like you've got some kind of authority. I'm done wasting time on you. I see. And who would you like to have replace me? I'm glad you asked. You remember that girl you dragged to the first meeting? The young and cute one who had that tight little pantsuit on? You know who I'm talking about. What was her name? I believe you're referring to Kaori. Kaori was attending for training purposes. She's no longer assigned to this division. Then unassign her. Rescind the transfer. I don't care how you do it. I want her running point from now on. I'm afraid that's not possible. Well, you'd better make it possible fast because it's her or the deal's off. She completed her training rotation and was permanently reassigned to a regional branch. She's no longer based at headquarters. So bring her back. Put her back on this. I don't care if she's working out of a snow-covered cabin in Alaska. Fly her in. Set her up in a hotel. I want her. Mr. Orville, this isn't a buffet where you pick and choose what looks appealing. We assign based on role, capacity, and availability, not based on personal preference. Spare me the corporate handbook speech. I don't want you, and I definitely don't want some middle-aged lifer who's gonna bury me in spreadsheets. I want Kaori, and I want her now. She's a junior employee, and again, she's not stationed here anymore. How many times do I have to tell you? I don't give a damn where she is. You want this collaboration? Put her on the lead. With all due respect, no. That would be inappropriate, unreasonable, and unprofessional on every level. You want to talk inappropriate? I'll tell you what's inappropriate. Sending me someone who can't even carry a conversation without quoting policy. I don't want policy. I want eye candy. And that Kaori was the sweetest thing I've seen in the office in years. I'd caution you not to cross the line into harassment. Harassment? Oh, don't be so dramatic. I like working with people I enjoy. Sue me. She's bright, she's easy to talk to, and let's not pretend here she's extremely easy on the eyes. That's rare these days. That is absolutely not an acceptable reason to request a personnel change. You know what your problem is? You take things too seriously. I gave you the easiest out in the world. Swap the girl in and I let the project live. I even ignore the attitude you've been flinging around like confetti, but no, you want to play the hero. This isn't about being a hero. It's about maintaining boundaries and doing what's right for the team and the work. We don't barter people like poker chips. No wonder you're in a subcontractor's seat. You've got no sense of leverage. I'm not interested in trading ethics for convenience. You know what? I don't have time for this. Here's what's going to happen. Until you give me a clear, unqualified yes, I'm not responding to a single message from you. Not one. Consider this conversation frozen. And as I've repeatedly stated, those terms are simply not acceptable. Then you better get used to radio silence, because I'm not reading another damn thing you send until I see her name in bold at the top of the thread. Good luck with your dead-in-the-water proposal, Chris. You had your chance.
Chris, how are things going on the Zeta Hyzet collaboration front? I heard there's been some friction.
Yeah, I was just about to message you. It's gotten messy. I'll send over the mid-project status report tomorrow, but I can give you a preview now.
Go ahead. What happened?
Well, Orville Jr. is demanding that Kaori be reassigned as lead. As in, he literally said, "Give me the girl or the deal's off."
What?
It started right after the initial proposal meeting. He was staring at her the whole meeting. He didn't even look at the documents. I didn't catch it at first, but after today, it's obvious. He refuses to reply to anything unless we agree to bring her back.
Well, that's outrageous. Let me guess. He's a legacy hire?
We young'uns call those people nepo babies these days, but yeah, brought in through family consideration, but with a boundary in place. He was assigned to the planning division instead of sales to avoid overlap with his father, but clearly that separation means nothing in practice.
Of course it doesn't. That kind of setup is always performative. If he's leveraging family connections to force staffing decisions on a partner company, we're in deep water.
It's worse than that. He openly admitted he only entertained the proposal because he liked the way Kaori looked. He called her eye candy and insisted I remove myself.
So he's using personal obsession to interfere with a formal collaboration? Oh, wonderful. Well, that's not just unprofessional, it's reputationally dangerous. If this escalates, we won't be the only ones who look bad.
I know. I've held the line so far, but if he keeps blocking communication, the project stalls completely. I'll do what I can from our end to keep it stable.
No, don't handle this alone. I'll speak directly with the director of the collaboration team and get a read on how much they actually know. Leave the rest to me for now.
Thanks. And just a heads up, he threatened to go to his dad if I didn't cooperate, so I'd brace for some drama on the sales side, too.
Let him try. If the sales division wants to go to war over this, they're welcome to. But they should know I don't bluff.
Yeah, I figured you'd say that.
We'll sort it out eventually, but in the meantime, don't cave. No sudden reassignment, no changes to the proposal team. Understood?
Crystal clear.
Good. Let's keep this clean and discreet.
As always. Let's cut to the chase, shall we? It's been a month and I haven't heard a damn thing from you. So tell me right now, did you follow instructions and put Kaori in charge like I told you to? Good afternoon, Mr. Orville. I hope you're well. Regarding the collaboration, everything is proceeding according to schedule and as outlined in the last revision. There have been no delays on our end. Don't play diplomat with me, Newbury. I didn't ask about your precious schedule. I asked if you replaced yourself with Kaori like I demanded. I made it crystal clear, either she takes the lead or the deal is off. So is she running the show now or not? She is not. The leadership of the project has not changed. Unbelievable. You're actually standing there acting like this is still a negotiation. I told you exactly what needed to happen. You don't get to just ignore that and pretend the project's alive. With respect, the project is not only alive, but progressing smoothly. We've already passed the second milestone and are preparing for the integration phase by the end of the week. Everything is moving forward exactly as planned. That makes no sense. I explicitly said the project would not continue unless Kaori was reassigned. You don't get to act like I didn't set the terms. I gave you one condition, just one, and you still managed to screw it up. I understand that was your position, but your department head made the call to move forward. The collaboration has continued without interruption. She took over the oversight role internally and has been coordinating with us directly ever since. No, absolutely not. That's not how this works. She wouldn't just cut me out without saying a word. She knows who my father is. She knows exactly what kind of authority I hold. I can only speak to what's been officially communicated to Zeta. The directive came from your department head, and from our side, the transition was clear and professional. Don't give me that calm corporate tone. This is a damn coup. I said the deal was dead without Kaori. That was not a suggestion. That was a final word. And you went behind my back to keep it alive? Who gave you the right? Respectfully, no one had to go behind your back. The decision came from your own leadership. I had nothing to do with the reassignment. I simply followed the new chain of communication. You're gonna regret this. The minute I speak to her, I'll be back in charge. And this little power grab you pulled, it's gonna blow up in your face. And when I'm reinstated, the first thing I'm gonna do is get Kaori back on this project. You got that? Before you pursue that conversation, there's something you should probably know. Oh, what now? Another excuse? What is it this time? Is she allergic to email? Kaori is married. What? She was married when she joined the company, and she remains married now. It wasn't relevant to her initial role, which is likely why you weren't aware. But given the personal nature of your prior demands, I think it's time that fact was acknowledged. You gotta be kidding me! She was just a trainee! Are you seriously standing there and telling me she had a husband that whole time? Yes, she did. It wasn't a secret. It just wasn't something that came up in a professional setting, until now. You know what? I don't care if she's married, divorced, or dating the Pope. That doesn't change a damn thing. She's my type, period. And when I want something, I make it happen. That's how it works when you've got real weight in this industry. Mr. Orville, I need to stop you right there. That kind of language is completely inappropriate and entirely unacceptable in a professional setting. Oh, shut up. You think you get to lecture me now? You're a subcontractor, a temp with a keyboard. You don't get to tell me what's acceptable. You should be thanking me for even letting you stay in the conversation. For the record, the reassignment of project oversight wasn't just a departmental choice. It came directly from Hizet's executive vice president. She is fully aware of the nature of your conduct. What? The EVP? Who the hell dragged that woman into this? It wasn't difficult. She reviewed the communications herself. Unbelievable. Kaori was a rare catch, all right? 1 in a million. I saw something in her, and yeah, I wanted to make it happen. I still do. You think I'm just gonna give that up because of some PR rule book? You just said on record that you were determined to get her. That alone qualifies as a serious compliance violation. Are you threatening me now? Really? You think you're gonna scare me with your little HR buzzwords? It's not a threat, it's just a fact. You know what? I've had enough of this power trip. If you don't walk this back, I'm going straight to your CEO. I'll tell them everything about how you disrespected me and sabotaged this partnership. You'll be out by the end of the week. That's going to be difficult, because I'm not just a subcontractor. Oh, please! What, are you gonna tell me you're secretly the janitor and the CFO? Let me ask you something. Do you recognize my last name? What, Newbury? Yeah, I've seen it on your emails. Sounds like a car dealership. So what? Tell me, do you know the name of your company's executive vice president? Of course I do. Trudy Newberry. Wait. Correct. Trudy Newberry, executive vice president of Hyzet. She's also my mother. No way. And Kaori? She's my cousin. What? Which means, just to summarize, you attempted to pressure a married junior employee into working under you for personal reasons, tried to intimidate her colleague into compliance, and did so while unknowingly targeting the family of Hyzet's executive leadership. You've got to be kidding me! I'm not, and there's more. I graduated top of my class from Langford University with dual degrees in corporate law and operations strategy. 6 months ago, I was named Hyzet's next CEO. The board approved it unanimously. That can't be right! You're at Zeta! You've been working under me! I've spent the last year embedded at Zeta Solutions through an executive field immersion program. My mother and the board arranged it so I could understand our vendor relationships from the ground up before I take full control. Only a few people at the top were informed. They've got to be out of their minds! This is insane! Not insane, strategic, and as it turns out, extremely necessary. We'd received multiple complaints from vendors about unethical conduct from certain Hyzet employees. This collaboration was designed as a pressure test. You, Mr. Orville, delivered the evidence we needed to pursue punitive termination for both you and your father. You mean you set me up? You set yourself up. All I had to do was watch you implode. You can't do this! You can't take me and my dad down over this! You don't have that kind of power! Not yet, anyway! Actually, I do. A formal report has already been filed with the Ethics Board and legal. Effective the end of this month, both you and your father will be terminated for cause. Your access will be revoked within 48 hours. No, this is all a mistake! You don't understand! This can't happen! If you're currently managing any open deliverables or client threads, I suggest you begin the handoff process. You still have a few days to exit with minimal damage. You can't do this to me! I didn't do anything to you, Mr. Orville. You did it to yourself. As expected, both the Orvilles, father and son, were terminated by the end of the month. Mrs. Orville didn't take kindly to that. She filed for divorce, cut contact, and left them to fend for themselves. It didn't go well for the two men after that. Turns out, when you've spent your entire life coasting on someone else's effort, basic survival becomes a real challenge. Cooking, cleaning, even operating a washing machine, forget it. They moved into a dingy two-room apartment, and within weeks, their hygiene, their meals, even their clothes all fell apart. They had no jobs, no income, and no idea how to function. The final insult came when they tried to apply at Zeta with identical cover letters, falsified credentials, and desperation oozing through every sentence. I recognized them instantly and sent the applications back with a single sticky note attached. Nice try, we're not hiring you. And that was the last I ever heard from them.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.